Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm so grateful. In today's video, I'm going to talk about a few things that you can do which will help you in dealing with this 3D reality better when it's not seemingly in your favor. Now, before I get started with the video, I want to let you know that my membership group on YouTube is officially launching on 1st of September. Yesterday, I uploaded a video on explaining everything that would go on in the group. What kind of benefits would you receive? Any additional perks? What kind of content will you receive? How will the weekly live group coaching sessions be structured? There's going to be a lot of personal interaction, personal engagement because these coachings would be streamed live and there would be live chat going on. Apart from that, there would be weekly quiz tests, which would be really fun. There would be monthly challenges and my personal process, success stories, my personal failures, everything that would be a part of the weekly coaching sessions. So you can find the link to join the membership group in the video description, or you can go to my main YouTube channel and you'll find it there as well. The group is not going to be active before 1st of September, so please make sure you are not joining it or making any kind of payment before that date. Okay, so how can you deal with this 3D reality, this physical world that how many ever videos you make about, people still seem to get stuck, people still seem to be really confused around what to do, what not to do, how to react, and when not to react. So in this video, I'm going to give you a few tips, practical tips that you can apply in your day-to-day life whenever you're faced with any kind of situation or circumstance that feels difficult, that feels troublesome, that feels opposite to what you actually want showing up. Apply these tools and tips and tricks to deal with the 3D in that moment. Okay, so the first tip is not to blame yourself when something that is opposite to what you're trying to manifest shows up in your face. This is a really important part for a lot of things, okay, for your manifestation journey, generally in life when you're dealing with things. And it's very important and useful for people who always tend to be in a victim mindset to get out of that. Blaming yourself will not make you reach anywhere. As I keep mentioning in all my videos, during your journey in manifestation and generally in life, okay? What do I mean when I say you have to concentrate on your self concept? The world will not always be available to you to cheer you on, to always clap for you, to always pat your back when you make a little progress, okay? That does not mean that progress is not valuable. You need to find value in your own progress. You need to find value in your own failures. And by that, I mean when you fail, what do you do after that? Fine, you have grieved it, you have felt bad about it. Now, are you focusing on the solution or not? Are you being compassionate with yourself? Are you torturing yourself, exhausting yourself, or actually being kind to yourself when you're going through this new journey? Blaming yourself is not the kind of inner dialogue we want to have, specifically when I'm talking about your manifestation journey. You'll see me talking about this in a lot of videos that you need to have a good self inner dialogue, okay? Good inner dialogue. And by that, I don't mean a positive dialogue, okay? People tend to be stuck in this notion that you need to be positive 24/7, okay? That becomes toxic positivity. I don't promote that, okay? I don't promote unrealistic things on my channel because this channel is for human beings, okay? And human beings cannot be forced to be positive all the time, to be forced to be in a state all the time. Nor are you a robot, and neither is manifestation a shortcut to something or magic. So, blaming yourself is not the kind of inner dialogue you need to have when something opposing shows up. Okay, anything. It could be anything, it could be because of any belief. But specific to your desire, if something opposing is showing up, first thing is you need to stop blaming yourself that, I'm not doing this correctly. I am lacking somewhere. I am not learning this process correctly. I'm not being able to apply this process correctly, and that's why all this is showing up. Blaming yourself regarding your manifestation process, regarding your capabilities of learning something, regarding your potential of achieving something, and then you spiral into it and you jump onto other conclusions that I'm not worthy, I am not deserving, I am this kind of person, I will never get this kind of thing. That's why all these opposing things are showing up. If they say do the work and it will show up, then why is the work not showing up? You might think that these spirals where you are giving such a big emotional reaction is not going anywhere, is not being counted. That's not true, okay? Every time you give an emotional reaction to something, yes, emotions and feelings and all of these things hold really, really strong role in your manifestation process. Why do you think people keep saying not just that don't pay attention to the 3D, but don't give emotional reaction to the 3D, because that's how strong your emotions are. Whenever you add emotions to something, it implies without a doubt that that specific thing, situation is now real to you. It's true for you. That's what adding emotions implies. So blaming yourself and spiraling around it will not get you anywhere. Instead of that, be compassionate with yourself. Know that you would need patience in this. Know that it would take some time. I'm not someone who likes clickbait, who likes, putting out false promises that instantly you'll get this or instantly you'll get that. I'm not even denying it. You do get so many things instantly. As I said, this journey is different for everyone because you are an individual. Your mindset, your limiting beliefs are different. The kind of confidence you have for yourself is different. So, instant manifestations do happen, but longer manifestations also happen. The time it will take for your manifestation to arrive is directly related to the time you will take to transform your inner beliefs, to transform your self concept, to transform your mindset. That is your time limit. That could be 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and you should be okay with it. You should be patient with it. You should be kind towards yourself instead of exhausting yourself and torturing yourself because something did not show up in 1 week for you. So instead of blaming yourself, start training yourself, your mind, to have a good inner dialogue, not a positive inner dialogue, a good inner dialogue. Sometimes toxic positivity can look like you going into a denial mode that something unpleasant has not happened. And on top of that, you're trying to suffocate it with some positive affirmations and trying to force a positive mindset. That's not what I'm talking about. Be okay with what has happened. And by okay, I mean not accepting it in a way that, now this is my destiny, I have to deal with it, this is my life. No. Being okay, acceptance is something which is really misinterpreted by people, okay? Accepting something is happening does not mean you will not do anything to change it. Accepting something means you're okay with this current situation. You know that, okay, yes, I see it, it has happened. Maybe it will bring up some emotions in me, and I will deal with it. And I will be kind towards myself while dealing with it. And after I'm done dealing with it, I'm going to get back to focusing on what I want now. Okay? Accepting it does not mean I'm going to sit with it and just let it happen. After I'm done grieving it, feeling bad about it, I'm going to get back to my discipline. I'm going to get back to my work of transforming this reality. That is what true acceptance means. This is the kind of inner dialogue you should start developing, okay? Meditation is really helpful in that. I do suggest it in a lot of videos. I know a lot of people don't resonate with it, and that is not something you can force yourself into. Okay, some techniques resonate with some people, some don't, but definitely try meditation out. You can start with guided meditations. I do a mix of both. Sometimes there are weeks and months where I'm not listening to guided meditations because I am not looking for an outer voice to guide me. Few months I do meditations in a way where there's complete silence, where I'm just observing my thoughts, and that is the true meditation. That's the true form of meditation. And then there are days where I'm really into guided meditations, listening to an outer voice. So stop blaming yourself for every opposing situation that shows up. Be patient with yourself. Know that it takes some time, and this is just my timeline, my journey. And start developing a good, motivating, encouraging inner dialogue, because you will not get people throughout your life coming and trying to encourage you and motivate you. You have to become your own cheerleader at some point in time if you need to take this journey seriously. Now, the second tip is not to compare yourself with anyone else. This is such an important part of life and your manifestation journey and anything that you're looking to achieve in this lifetime. And I feel really bad. My heart really goes out to those people who do not come into this realization and are stuck in this cycle of constant comparison till their older age, like till the end of life. You're missing out on so many things, so many achievements, so many moments of progress when you get stuck in this cycle of comparison. It's unhealthy, it destroys your mind, and it will never let you enjoy those little moments when you can actually feel joy, when you can actually tap your back and say, yes, this is something I did well, this is something I achieved, even if it's a small progress. And your life will always be stuck in this loop where you feel that whatever you're doing is either not good enough or it's too late. It creates anger, disappointment, rage, jealousy, so many negative emotions. It shifts your focus completely from your own work, your own progress, your own life to other people, their progress, their timeline, their journey. In the manifestation community as well, people try to compare their progress and timeline with others a lot, okay? And I can't say it enough that you should really stop that as soon as possible. Comparing your journey with other people's success stories, reading about their timeline in comments or anywhere else in membership groups, and getting worked up because of that. They got it in 3 days, they got it in 1 week, they got it in 1 month. I'm doing this in so many years. And that again brings you back to that mindset I spoke about in the first point. You start blaming yourself. I'm doing something wrong. How did that person get it in 1 week? But I am not getting it. It's been 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. What's wrong? Your immediate reaction is coming to what's wrong. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with what I'm doing? Why am I not getting this? And then everything else, your inner dialogue completely changes to those things. Maybe I don't deserve this. Maybe I just can't do this. Maybe I'm just too old. Not realizing that you have been consciously choosing your experiences all the time. Okay, even if you're one of those who does not believe that you can consciously transform your beliefs and actually change the reality around you, or in other words, believe in manifestation, it doesn't matter, you're still doing it. That's the thing. You are still choosing opposing experiences because you are dwelling on those experiences, because you are questioning, you're waiting. Entirely your state of being is around that thing not being here. So that credit also goes to you. Be happy about that. That's a progress you've made. You've just made that progress in the wrong area. You are dwelling on the things that you don't want showing up, and then you're crying about it, which means you're dwelling more on it. Then you're waiting, you're complaining, you're dwelling more on it. You just need to do all of that, all those emotions, energy, desperation, into knowing that you have it, having faith in this unseen before it shows up in your reality. So you're manifesting regardless. You don't realize that. That's the key. If you understand this, that I do it anyways. So why suddenly you feel kind of handicapped because you are doing it consciously? So stop comparing your journey. Everyone's mindset and limiting beliefs are different, okay? My mindset around money or love is entirely different than your mindset around money and love. The way you have been brought up, your culture, your environment, the environment at home, your parents, what kind of restrictions you had, what kind of family dialogues you had, did you have a emotionally available relationship with everyone, is completely different than how I was brought up, how my experiences have been, what kind of friendships have I experienced, what kind of relationships have I experienced, what kind of traumas have you gone through, what kind of good life experiences have you gone through. You cannot match all those things and say why it's not happening for me. I might be having so much resistance around money because my life experiences did not let me believe for a moment that earning money is easy. But for you, because you might have always had comfort when it comes to money. For you, it's a really easy belief that money just comes in. So when you're comparing yourself with an individual who has a different kind of confidence, different kind of mindset, self concept, you're comparing, you're wasting your time basically. Okay, you're not going to get anything out of that comparison. You're just bringing yourself down and dwelling on that thing not being here again. Again, you're dwelling on that. Again, you're putting your emotions on that. So, the faster you can realize that comparison will not get you anywhere, just like blaming yourself, you will stop wasting your time on that. The third point is not to overanalyze, overthink what has taken place in your 3D. And by 3D, I mean that specific area, that specific circumstance or situation that seems like it's opposite to what you're trying to manifest. And even if it's not opposite, it's just something that is not what you want to manifest. Maybe it's stagnant, okay? Maybe it's just you feel like it's just stuck in this neutral state. It's not even bad, but it's not even good or what I'm seeking. Over analyzing, overthinking, yes, it's also not going to get you anywhere in your manifestation journey or in life. I know it's easier said than done. I know what overthinking feels like. I know it's emotionally and mentally exhausting. I know it can hamper your day to day activities. I know all of that. And that's why I'm saying it's not worth it. And these things don't change overnight. That's why being kind to yourself, having patience in this journey is very important. Through manifestation, when you are learning all these things, it's not just helping you in these things, it's helping you in your life. Overthinking just makes you create new scenarios in your mind, and these scenarios, most of the time, are in a negative light. This causes anxiety in you, it causes fears to come up. It creates situation that could happen. What if this happens? And if this happens, this will happen. And if this happens, eventually this will happen. And something that has not happened, and we don't even know if it's going to happen. You're just trying to predict it, you're just trying to create it in your mind without realizing and forgetting about that part where you create your reality. So you're creating these scenarios because you're stuck in fear and anxiety and you're putting emotions into it. And if you spiral into that, if you dwell into that for many days after that, you will see that created outside. That's all overthinking does. Okay, it does no good to anyone. It's not going to do good to your manifestation journey and while you're trying to deal with this 3D reality. Stop giving meanings to things that do not match what you're seeking. Okay, giving meanings or labels to situations, perceiving it in a way where it's not favorable to you. Train yourself not to do that. Okay, I'm not saying when something is not favorable, forcefully give it a positive meaning. Okay, if you're naturally that kind of person that gives things a positive meaning, very good, but don't force yourself to do it if it does not come. Be neutral towards it. Okay, you see it happening, okay, fine. I'm not going to emotionally react, I'm not going to overanalyze it, I'm not going to perceive it in a way which is not favorable to me. This is the situation today, the situation tomorrow will be something else. Okay, get back to your discipline, get back to your work, not necessarily in that moment when you're not feeling good. Later on, next day, be okay with it. Okay, try to give yourself that time where you just are breathing and being okay with it and just processing what's happening. The fourth and last tip is to return to what you want. Means returning to your desire, means returning to your imaginal world, returning to your inner world, returning to an inner dialogue that knows everything will be fine and I'm going to get what I want. Being your own cheerleader, returning to motivating yourself, encouraging yourself in the moment and in the later days. Do things that are making you feel good. Go out, go for a trip, go meet your friends, make some good meal, watch a good TV show, spend time with your family. This will bring up your confidence, it will make you feel good. Then return to your discipline, return to your work, return to being focused on the reality that you're seeking. Be okay with what's happening, it's fine. Circumstances are not set in stone. Today is not a good day, tomorrow will be a good day. These are the kind of soothing inner dialogues you need to start training yourself to have, so that whenever something unpleasant takes place and you see it, and because you've trained yourself this way, you are okay with it in the sense that, I know I can change this. I know this is not going to be a reality forever. I know I'm trying to manifest something else, and I know it's going to come because I have that confidence in myself that I'm going to manifest it. I'm going to consciously choose the experiences I want, and in between, if something opposing shows up, I know how to deal with it. Okay, I'm not going to give it a meaning. I'm not going to perceive it in a wrong way and spiral into something else. I'm not going to blame myself. I'm just going to be okay with it. If emotions come up, I will deal with it. I will process them, and then I will get back to my work. I will get back to my desire. So, these were some really practical tips that you can apply in your day to day life if the 3D bothers you anytime, specifically in those areas where you're trying to manifest something. Always remember a stable mind, okay, a stable mindset, learning how to respond instead of reacting, learning how to have a control over your emotions, emotional intelligence. These things will always help you in life in dealing with anything that comes your way. All of these things, all of these areas come under the category of self development. So practice these things. These things don't change overnight. Okay, so be good to yourself. Don't torture yourself, exhaust yourself. You will do that only when you're not understanding how this works. When you're still focused on the 3D and trying to grab something from the 3D, this job, this person, that is something you really need to let go. Okay, open your hands, let go, leave it. In manifestation, you're not trying to grab something from outside. You're trying to own something here. You're trying to transform yourself. As a result of that, things show up outside. People show up outside. Okay. That is the effect. It's not the cause. Once you learn this, you understand this hits you in the right spot, then nothing is impossible for you. All the potential, all the possibilities, all the abundance will be always with you forever.